Welcome back to my channel. This is Lifestyle Aesthetics, where we teach you how to level up consistently over time. Today's vlog, still doing an emphasis on doing the 2 day a week for the people that have a busy 9 to 5, busy schedule in general. You could squeeze in these workouts. So I've been discovering, just experimenting with my routine. Of course, still doing chest, arms, legs, shoulders, and back, but I find it important that having to squeeze in 2 to 3 movements, whether you're doing an upper body day or just putting in some leg movements, that's gonna help you save a lot of time, as well as still get in shape, still hitting your key core muscle groups as you are doing your workouts, right? So ideally, when you're doing your workouts, when you start off fresh, you want to start off with a movement that you want to focus on growing or getting stronger and progressing in overall. So, for example, first clip we were focusing on doing upper chest first, so that's what I want to go first, and then doing some weighted dips second, so I could get some emphasis on the lower pecs and the triceps. Right, so it just depends on what you want to do. I would also recommend for those of us that are beginners, stick to a routine, a very simple routine. Don't program switch. Stick with it 6 months to a year, so that way you're able to focus on getting stronger. And as you get stronger, you get motivated to keep going back to the gym, keeping that routine in order to stay disciplined, and then you will see progress that you're happy with, right? And of course, for me, since I want to lose some body fat, going 30 minutes on a treadmill on that incline definitely helps to burn extra calories, getting your steps in overall. Even throughout the week, you can get some 30-minute walks as you progress through your day. So after we did some here tricep extensions after the weighted dips, doing some heavy hack squats here. So I'm practicing to do the pause rep at the bottom to force myself to get stronger legs, stronger quads, and then you do a drop set. So also keep in mind, in these videos that I'm teaching you guys on how to exercise, low volume, high intensity is the way to go. Cutting just 2 working sets after your warm up if you desire to, or you can even do 3 sets. But I personally do 2 sets of heavy work, right? But you drop the weight in between because realistically, your body will fatigue if you keep that same weight. So I definitely recommend to dropping that weight after you do your first working set. So that way, when you are doing your workouts, everything you do is intentional. Okay, first working set, 6 to 8 reps. Second working set after you rest your 2 minutes, uh, 8 to 10 reps. Okay, especially as you get older, you want to save time. Doing 2 sets definitely helps you with recovery overall, since you're not fatiguing your nervous system, your joints, your muscles. You're still going to get stronger. However, you build that endurance as you do your treadmill walks or just walking in general, keeping your steps up. So that way, when you sculpt your body, it is, an aesthetic overall, healthy, strong look. All right. So just hitting personal records, jotting down on your notebook or on your notepad app on your phone. It's important to keep track of what lifts you did previously, whether you are increasing the rep by one in the first working set, or increasing 5 pounds every week or so. Is going to help you to figure out where your strengths lie, and then you will identify which muscle groups you're lagging in or you want to grow, right? So for me, what I'm chasing is a bigger upper back, nicer round shoulders, right? And a better, stronger upper chest, right? Because I feel like my body overall, it's doing very well. As you see, my arms carry my physique. Okay, my back is also quite dense. So I'm not too worried about my back. I just want to develop more specific parts of my muscle groups that I want to progress, right? And that's something you can think about as you are in the gym doing your routine day to day, right? As the weeks go by, as the time goes by, you want to figure out how your body want to, sculpt it out, how you want to look. So after we do that, the next day, of course, starting off with some uh, bent over rows here with the barbell, getting a nice back thickness. So, you know, the way I like to do these, I like to make my chest parallel to the floor. And if you're taller, you can stand on plates so that way the weights do not bounce on the ground. So that way you get a nice range of motion, but also getting a strong back. And then we do some shrugs here since we did Romanian deadlift. I usually like to pair doing shrugs after I do my Romanian deadlift since they go hand in hand with the dumbbells or barbell. So just two working sets, nothing much to it. Your traps also develop once you get stronger on your weighted pull-ups. Okay, so you have the upper trap and then the lower trap as well, right? You want to make sure we hit that all the way through with your different pulling movements. So after we do that, Romanian deadlift, I'm sorry, the barbell rows, shrugs, you do some leg extensions here. Okay, the order of which you do your exercises only matters when you are focusing on how much you want to spend your energy on uh, and put that towards the muscle group that you want to work out the most, right? Sometimes I also do it based on availability of the machines, right? That's just something realistic, right? If the first machine you want is occupied, focus on a secondary muscle group that you want to focus to grow on since you're already nice and fresh when you get to the gym. And then usually the leg extensions, leg curls go hand in hand since they work opposing muscle groups within the legs and they are usually free as they are side by side. You want to make sure that, of course, when you do your reps, nice and controlled, even pausing at the bottom stretch, right, with the lighter weight, you're going to feel that nice burn in order to get some stronger legs there. And I can never forget the calves here. For me, I do the bottom stretch and the top stretch, especially with the standing one with the plates here loaded up. I do feel it on my calves. I do feel them getting stronger and bigger, right? So do not forget them. Also, we haven't done these in a while, but I do remind you that the tibial raises also work, also for protection of your shins and all that stuff, the muscles that are surrounding your shin bones. So the way the tibial raises work is the opposite of a calf raise. So instead of lifting your bottom half of your feet, you will lift the top half of your feet to work on those muscles around your shins. That's going to help you protect them overall and just be, injury resistant. Okay, nobody's really injury free. Eventually, you might hurt yourself, but to that degree depends on how strong your body is and how badly you hurt yourself. Hopefully, nobody gets hurt, right? But these are movements that can help you to prevent all of that. And, if it does happen, you're able to recover fast since your muscles are primed and ready for, all these different impacts. So far with the reverse grip lat pull down goes hand in hand with working your lower back muscles. Okay, the Romanian deadlift also works your lower back muscles. Keep that in mind as you have these three major groups within your chest: upper chest, lower chest, and middle chest. Same thing with the back: upper chest, middle chest, and lower. I'm sorry, upper back, middle back, and lower back. Keeping that in mind, you only need three movements when you're doing like your chest days and back days. You don't need all this redundancy. For what works for me, wide grip rows for the upper back, some sort of neutral grip row or pull down for my middle back, and then reverse grip for the lower back. Okay, same thing with the chest. All you need is an incline movement, a chest fly movement, and then some sort of dip or high to low press or cable press. So that way you just work out your chest, different sections. Okay, and then of course the accessory movements, right? Your forearms, do not forget to hit those, the back part of your shoulders, all right? All these things you want to keep in track and divide them up 5 to 6 movements for each day, right? If basically you would need 3 days in the gym. However, if you're busy with your 5 major main movements. Add 2 to 3 extra movements, whether it is your legs that you want to work on that day, or the next day. Let's say you do back and shoulders, pick 3 movements you could do towards the end of that workout, and that way when you go to the gym the following day, you're able to hit all of that. Okay, so with this, we're doing some shoulder press here, just different variations with the barbell. All right. I don't do dumbbells as much since I always feel them just tweaking out my shoulder joints. I like to do machines. Okay, they're better for me. If you want to do dumbbell um, presses with the shoulders, okay, that's fine. But just be very careful on how you do them, especially as you go up in weight, as you get stronger. Want to make sure that your bench is all nice set up in an incline, okay, some sort of slant, so that way you're not too upright. When you do your shoulder pressing movements, you want to be slanting back just a little bit on that incline. That way you're able to load up the weight correctly and you won't really hurt yourself. Okay. Then we finish up with some lateral raises here with some other movements. All right. I'm going to stick to dumbbells. Sometimes it is fun to change it now every so often, but for me, I feel it a lot more when I use dumbbells. But, sometimes it's fun to use different machines. And in this last one, I don't recommend too much. This is kind of similar to what a T-bar row does, but you can't load up too much weight when you do it like this. Okay, for me, because I'm shorter, if you're taller, you're able to get a better range of motion, but it just feels somewhat awkward. But with the lighter weight, I'm able to load up just enough to hit the upper back. Since the other movements I wanted to do, machines were busy. That's pretty much it for today's video. Give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next gym vlog.